What's up? Okay, so technically in a few hours, the next patch in Final Fantasy, sorry, the next patch in Final Fantasy 5.2 is gonna drop. I'm not gonna be doing that tonight. No, it's gonna be tomorrow night. Tonight, just honestly, I'm doing more Temtem. I talked about it last night. You know, it's gonna be a jumble between either this or Nino Kuni. And look, this is where we are. And you know, get to another measure here. Tomorrow I am going to be back on more Final Fantasy 14. Gonna be doing some Final Fantasy 14 content a lot. So tonight, I'm not going to be on here too long. There's not really a whole lot that got added. It's this thing called Saipark. And it's like a different way to actually get some Luma. Temtem, which are like the shiny equivalent in Pokemon, basically. But it's Temtem, it's not Pokemon. So, again, Temtem tonight, but tomorrow night is going to be, sorry. Anyway, tomorrow night is definitely going to be, some Final Fantasy 14. Which, you know, I'm excited. I'm excited to get in on the new patch, get in some new content with everybody. It's been a while. Since, I mean, we played Final Fantasy 14 some on and off, but it's going to be switching the gears. When Temtem content comes out new, kind of like the Saipark here, I'm going to be doing more Temtem, but switching the front burner over to Final Fantasy 14 is going to be the main focus for a little bit after tonight. So there's that. Before anything else starts playing here, I'm going to go ahead and get the music off and get ready for some Temtem. Which I'm really excited. I'm going to mess around a little bit more on here, not just with the Saipark, but the Saipark's going to be the main focus. Did they change this screen? This is different now, isn't it? It's got to be. That Temtem was not on there beforehand. It's currently not even available. Anyway, did a lot here last night, which I'm very happy about. We got Tuai evolved in Tuvan, got the majority of the team up to level 42. Did a lot of fun work last night. Definitely did a lot of side quests. There's one notable side quest I noticed last night I'm not going to do tonight. I thought about it, but I changed my mind. It's right there. I'll see some other time what it might be. My goal tonight is to travel north, go back to the city, hit up their airship, and go check out the Saipark. That's basically what we're going to do tonight. See if we can catch a Luma. I feel like I'm behind so many people. But yes, that little deer thing, I can't remember its name. It's like amphideer? Something like that. Not available now. It may be now. I don't know with this patch. I don't know what all they added. I know the Saipark was a big thing. I saw in there, Twitter, you know, I read the patch notes, what they added, but I didn't see amphideer. It was a Temtem that I actually wanted to use, so I'm very curious about that. But let's go back to Denise and do this. Really wanting to check out the Saipark, and again, I may do other things. Right now, the main focus is the Saipark. That's the new content that got added, and I really wanted to come in here and do this tonight. I thought about taking tonight off, getting mentally ready for Final Fantasy 14 tomorrow, but you know what? I didn't want to take the night off. I've been taking like Fridays and Saturdays off. And I'm hit and miss on how I feel about that. I like having a little bit of time. I spend time with my girlfriend on those days, which is nice. But I feel like I'm like setting myself a little further behind. Starting in April, I'm going to be doing a lot more on the weekends. I'm going to have a very booked month. So I'm going to be really doubling down. Not going to have too many free days. So some people might be really excited for that. We'll see. But yeah, I'll quit babbling here. I've actually got no idea where this place is either. I just know it's in Denise. It's like literally all I know. I just figured there would be like something down here like that right there is probably where it's at. Just something that you could, you know, like throw your hook at that I read that much. So we're going to travel very, very far south and go check out that. I also feel like I probably actually have some side quests around here that I could probably turn in. There's actually a few more that's been either added or I didn't do, maybe both. just glancing for some question marks. You'll probably see him and I won't. That's fun. It happens. To me especially. I'm a pretty observant guy, but even I miss some things. Okay, maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, let's go to the Saipark. See if we can get us a Luma tonight. I would really like to. Noted first, right off the bat, I heard it's very expensive to get in there. I've got 22,317. So, I also know that you don't actually use TIM cards in there. You have Sai cards. So, it's kind of like this version, or this game's version of the Safari Zone. And it's like the best way I think there is to describe it. So let's give it a whirly dirly. Little check ski. A little look ski around ski. I wonder now that we've got the rock hook if we could like divulge into like these like rocky walls. Not that one. There was like some areas earlier in the game I noticed there's like a rock wall. I don't know if that was for the hook or if there's like some rock climb ability other than this like little hook throwing thingy. We'll find out tonight, for sure. I also need to work on like catching some Temtem and actually like releasing them. There's just like it's a different way in the game to actually play it, to actually be able to acquire some Pansun, which is, you know, a lot of people's dilemma. It started off to be one for me for a little while, and then I just like stopped spending money and actually would run to like the Temporiums. It's not that hard, especially once you get the smoke bombs. And I was actually able to save a lot of money in this game. A lot of people saved a lot more doing the same thing and didn't use as many items in battle like I did. Kudos to those people. I run around this game like I don't know what I'm doing because, well, quite frankly, 99% of the time I don't. But yeah, you know, like, loads of different cool ways to actually make Pansun in this game. Tad bit of lag. Sorry. Just getting a little curious there. Listening for the cat. Lagata. Hopefully don't run into a lot of that. Though I know the area we're going to, it's going to be very populated. Also, it's an area in the game they're doing work on. Probably currently. Not full-scale maintenance, but, you know, just like, they're checking the servers, watching the servers. People are logging into the servers. I just had to say it again. I feel like I said it a lot. I had to end it with one. I wonder if those two kids ever went to class. I'd go check on them, but I narked on them. They probably hate me. Sorry. Hello again. Let's say see ya. See ya! Yeah, I figured I'd ask. I mean, maybe the guy had something in there. I don't really even need a surfboard. I've got a surfboard. Figured I'd look around and ask still. Whatever. You know, I don't really have a whole lot else going on. I don't even know, as far as the level cap inside of this place, I don't even know what that is. And I also wonder why they made this so far south. Like, they don't really have, like, much of a way of travel in this game other than, like, the airships. So it is kind of bold to make this place so far south toward the beginning of the game. But whatever, Saipark, we're here, we made it. I wonder what the rates are. I heard it's very expensive to get in here as well. So it's apparently a big thing right now that a lot of players are a little upset about. Welcome to the Saipark. How do I get in? Saipark, tell me more. kind of pretty much already told you everything there is to tell you, but we'll give the game's, interpretation. Saipark is the first natural reserve in the whole archipelago. It's a haven for migrating Temtem and also a pioneered initiative. A pioneering initiative, for the management of Temtem populations. Basically, you pay an entrance fee, and I give you a bunch of these special side cards. What do you want to know? Can I catch Temtem in the park? What are these side cards? So the side cards are like normal Tem cards, except for two things. One, they don't work outside Saipark, and two, they are the only ones that work in Saipark. You get a bunch of them with the entrance fee, but you can also buy more from the mini Temporium inside the Saipark. And what kind of Temtem do you have here? That's the beauty of the Saipark. They change every week, no other place has our variety of Temtem. Each week, we spot 2 special Temtem, so I'm told, and the statistics show that tamers catch more Luma Temtems in our premises than elsewhere in the archipelago. How much is the entrance fee? It changes every week, you see. It depends on factors like the season, the measured size of Temtem herds, the number of visitors we have. Our experts have these very complex models to predict the demographics of Temtem populations. We are trying to keep the number stable to avoid overcatching and overpopulation. Fun fact, weird thing that I've already known about this from reading earlier. I don't really agree with it, but I agree with it for now. I hope this actually becomes to a set price, and I'm hoping this is a fluctuating cost depending on how many people were actually playing the game, like a little test subject, seeing how many people are going to go to the Saipark, and make this more like, again, the Safari Zone. I don't want this to be a thing, like where I'm playing the game, and all of a sudden it's going to say like 20,000 Pansun to get in. Like that would literally break my bank, and I'd only get like a handful of cards. I don't even know what the catch rate is, but I mean, if it's Luma, I'm guessing it's not that great. You may be able to run into them easier, but it doesn't say you're going to catch them any easier. So there's that. And I don't know, I hope that fluctuating price eventually is just like a test to see how many people trot out, what they're into, and that kind of thing. I don't really know again, but it's what I'm really hoping for. We'll keep going at this and we'll see as it goes. Anyway, all those figures fly right over my head, to be honest. Our experts call it balancing. I call it prices change every week. So, ask me next week, I guess. Okay, yeah, you pretty much had all I wanted to know. This week, the entrance fee is 3,500. It includes 5 side cards. It's like 700 a side card if you look at it that way. Let's give it a whirly-durly. We've got it. Might as well give it a whirly-durly. Thank you for your business. Here are your side cards. A word about your side cards. They are only valid inside Saipark. You have a week until they expire, so make the most of your visit and enjoy. It's kind of sucks that, it just doesn't carry over each week, but I guess that'd be it. Like somebody spamming the game a little bit, they'd probably like see that as like, okay, this week it was this set amount, and maybe they had weird predictions or mathematical statistics to know that it was going to be more the next week, so they'd buy more this week. I don't know. I see how it could get abused. I doubt it would happen, but I could see it. It's kind of a little bit lame that, they expire, but okay. I kind of see it just so nobody's spamming or taking advantage of its system. Whoa, Kinu. I also have this Kinu. Okay, first time here. Let's look around. I wish it was also a little bit more like Safari Park, but people would call it like Safari Park if that was the case too, though. So, we can't really exactly do that. I was gonna say if like you didn't have to battle Temtem. I'm pretty sure you do, though. I'm pretty sure that that's like part of the thing. I kind of wish that there was also like a little list. There might be, and I might just not have seen it, but I wish that there was like maybe a little list of what the actual current most common two are. I know what they are. It's actually on a list I looked at earlier when I was reading, doing all my well, reading for this place. But yeah, Platox, not Luma. I gotta keep that. I think I'm calling them shiny. I gotta stop that. They're not shiny. They're Luma. Some decent levels. This Platox is level 39. It's gonna run away though. I'm here to look for Luma. Not exactly here to train tonight. Unless they want to fight, then we're gonna train. That happens sometimes. Whatever. They want to go that route. We'll do it. Overkill. We need to actually locate that Temporium inside this place. I know it's a mini Temporium, but still, I feel like it's worth knowing where it is. Like it's, I'm gonna try to not use any items in here except for the side cards. It's kind of funny though how they do actually have that like safari-like sound going on. Okay, there's apparently a mini Temporium. I've yet to see it. I don't even see it on the map. Is there battles in here? What are you doing? No. I'm actually completely okay with there not being battles in here. It's not that I don't want to. I love me like a tamer battle. Nice experience, a lot of fun. I'm more so like enthused in trying to find like the Lumas and you know that fun stuff. Is this it? Definitely not. This is it. Okay, makes more sense. I don't know why it's not marked on the map, but maybe the arena changes each week, so they didn't do that. I don't know. Wonder how much the psi cards are like a piece. You've got 5, so here you are. Remember, psi cards are good for a week and only work inside the Saipark. Enjoy. Thanks for your business. Have a good catch. Holy shit. I did not, like, I think I just bought some for 12,915. So now I've got 10, I think. Damn, I did not mean to do that. Yeah, I did, and I'm almost broke now. Like, I've got, like, 12,000 left. I can't even buy more, so we gotta make these 10 count. Man, that sucks. Hope I run in some Luma. I just want to like run from everything until I see a Luma. I just want to see one. I've not seen my first wild Luma in this game yet, period. So it's going to be an exciting night if I do, and hopefully I will. I've seen only 2 specific Temtem so far. Platox and what, Skell? Is it weird that I like that they're in the 40s, so you don't like one-hit them and kill them, but at the same time, I wish there was a tad bit lower, so it wasn't too big of an issue trying to like tame them up or anything. It's just that, you know, like, let's say level 39 here, like, it's only, like, literally 9 levels I can level this thing up, and it's not even gonna evolve. Which, I guess they do it for breeding purposes. That's a big thing in this game, is breeding. And, I've barely scratched the surface with it, I'll even admit to that. I've barely scratched the surface of breeding. Ooh, I was so excited, but that's not a Luma. I was hoping it was at first, I think was the problem. Come on now. Not trying to get the battles on, just trying to, you know, catch some Luma. Barsh. I like the rate though. It's not, I don't know. I wish the running rate was a little bit better, but other than that, you know, like it, I'm not hurting for them. They're popping. Wonder if there's items in here though. Something very curious to think about. Oh, there is. What is this? 2 telomere hack. Okay. I think it's one of those things that just kind of like raises a certain stat while you're leveling up. So I'm seeing a handful of Temtem. Not a lot. The diversity isn't too far. So I already get how like it increases the chances of what you might find. Or how you might find a Luma. They just entrap a lot of the same tops and increase the catch rate. Not really increase the catch rate, increase the wild spawn rate. That seems to be what it is. Low population of randomized Temtem with higher frequency on the amount of times that they actually pop up. Like, it's almost instantly, you know, they're popping quick. We're not having too many branches where I'm walking around, not running into anything, running into blonde, you know, just, they're popping. And it's the same ones as well, so again, I'm thinking that's how the algorithm has worked out into this. You know, they've, I'm thinking that's how they've done it anyway. It's the way it looks so far. I wonder if there's different ones on the outside than what there is on the inside here. Because I've been in the cave to like the northwestern end and now the southeastern end. It makes me wonder outside of this. I'm going to keep lurking in here though. Just for a little bit. Because I know one of them, I'm pretty sure is Osiera now, that you can get for this week. I think that's what I read anyway. My real fear is when I do actually find one. I'm gonna be so afraid I'm gonna kill it. I wish these side cards was like little master balls or something. I know they're not. Like, I don't know they're not, but I'm just like, I know they're not, you know? I wish, but they wouldn't do that. From the way I've played this game so far, they wouldn't do that. I'm kind of antsy there. Like I want to see one so bad. Part of me wants to leave the cave and run around outside, but another part of me knows, like, I'm in the cave, I've already spent this much time, it's gonna, like, pretty much reset wherever I'm at now as far as the odds, if I walk out of here. Although, I feel like if I'm outside and in water, like, that's where Osier is going to be. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that's one of the actual, Tim that have the increased rate. If I'm being honest, I can't remember. Like, the other one is the Barnsh, or Barnshay. I don't actually know how to pronounce its name, to be honest. I'm guessing. I think that's the two, though. Because I'm pretty sure, like... I can't remember the reference. I saw, like, something earlier today. That's what made me think that. Come on, Platox, what are you doing out here? Just let us run. Now I have to leave to Hill Whiplum. It's awful. Maybe that's just, like, not the best place to do it. I don't know. I'll give a surf and a whirly drilly. Because, again, I heard Sierra's one. I mean, that's the only way I know we're going to be able to do that. Then again, here's another cave. That one was level 32. Wow, so there's definitely it differentiates in here for sure. There's something with Platox about and trying to run away. Like that thing, it's almost annoying. Chill, Platox. Like I only say that because we'll kill it. It will happen or knock it out. I don't know how that actually goes in this game. I don't know if you kill him. I don't know if you knock him out. Like Pokemon, you know, don't know. You run into one of those things and you just cannot run away. Okay, there's two waterfronts here, and it looks like another cave down there. I think I'm gonna lurk in this southeastern corner here. I'm gonna just go ahead and get another heal on while I'm right here. And just kind of lurk down here. I might like it better anyway than being inside the caves. The cave's kind of dreary. Maybe there's better luck in the water. You know, Sierra right off the bat. Tempted to catch it. I'm tempted. Like right off the bat. Just because I don't have one already. But I'm not gonna. Not this time around. Just gonna kind of keep up the same kind of thing we've got going. Just keep running until we see a Luma. The spawn rate of Sierra already there. To see one right off the bat, it's got to be fairly upped in here. Again, Platox. What is up with this thing? It's like it has a secret hidden ability to just like not want to like let things run away. Calm down. Opposite of Saipark. That's basically what it is. You'd think it'd be Saipark here, but Saipark's chill, you know? And I know Saipark, I'm pretty sure actually might be a duck. The other one's like a platypus. Still. Another Sierra. Again, I'm very tempted to just catch it because I don't have one anyway. But don't really, like, I would rather, like, run around in the wild looking for one of these than actually, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I don't know how bad or how good the catch rate or how bad the catch rate is actually on that. Not that bad at all in here, apparently, though. Gosh, I think the spawn rate in the water here might actually be better. Okay, if they actually kept popping up in twos like that, that'd be amazing. Ooh. Hit me with that shuriken. Hit me with a little freezy. Platox. I just don't like Platox. Mainly because I just can't run away from them with ease. Except for this one, apparently. You know, I do really like how OCR looks, though. I wish that I don't know if it will later on. I'm pretty sure it does it now, and I don't think it will later on. But I do wish I actually had like a legendary, or not a legendary. I'm sorry, words left me there. I wish it had an evolutionary form, at least like a prequel form, or you know, a sequel form, so to speak. Like, I like Kinu a lot, but so far all the Temtem that I've used in the game, My favorites have been the ones that actually have evolution. It's like you have a weird little extra excitement to like kind of like wait for the next thing. An extra goal to grind for. And Kido, like I mean, it's really nice. Like I like to compare it to Lapras in Pokemon. Which, I mean, the differences are way vast, obviously. But the reason I say that is because, like, I don't know, you catch Lapras, you're content with it, you know? Lapras is cool, which is kind of like, I guess, what Osiera might compare it to as well, but I don't know. It's nice to see the evolutionary forms, though. Maybe it's just me. It looks like the catch rates are still pretty high. I had read that they were supposed to be a lot better, but I mean, we've been in a lot of battles. Still no Luma. Almost an hour into this. You know, I'm still really hoping that they actually get an anime for this. I've talked about it on and off, but I would love. There's just so many things, like when actually Krima or the Temtem team, whatever, posted about it on Twitter. Somebody's first initial thing they said was like, at least then we'll know how to say all their names properly. And that was the thing that hit me hard, you know, as far as like a lot of these towns, because they have a European balance on it, you know. But here in like the, you know, I don't know, some of us would call us the East, some people would call us the West, but here in the US, I'll say, or in North America as a large, or the Americas even, from North and South America, because an almost perfect distance between the two. I wish I would have never done that. I feel like I just messed up everything. I don't know, I feel like we have a lot of words and enunciations that differ as far as things go. And this is very, like, European-esque. A lot of, like, Spanish, a lot of French pours into this. And it's very well seen. So, like, when it comes to, like, a lot of the pronunciations and enunciations of, like, some of the Temtem, it leaves me a little curious, especially when I hear, like, other, like, streamers say certain things sometimes. So I would love to actually see an anime come of this. So, last night I talked about it. Rez, what's up? How's it going, Rez? How was the Monday? Hopefully you had a good Monday, Rez. So there's a cool thing happened here in Temtem. We had a nice little patch update that added new content in it. A place to kind of go and just like spam some Luma. It's a long day. You're still sleepy. Well, maybe here in a little bit you'll wake up. I'm sure you'll be awake, maybe. Anyway, I don't really know. You might be like me and just kind of like waiting it out and see what's up. But I'm sure, you know, like closer and closer to that 5.2 gets, you'll start getting more awake. More awoken. It's very close. Just a few hours away. I'm questioning this area a little bit though. It's supposed to like more commonly like spawn Luma and Temtem. I've been in here for a while now and I've not even seen one. Like I get it's supposed to still be rare, but whew. And it makes me question the odds a little bit. It's very expensive. It's actually not that expensive to get in here. It's expensive to stay in here. Downloaded a mod for Skyrim that changes the texture of the entire game to make it look like a Pixar movie. Oh, that sounds interesting. What do the dragons look like? Do the dragons look different? Or is it just like textures? It still sounds very different. And I hate to, but I'm gonna have to take the first restroom break. I was hoping I could wait just a tad bit longer, but I've got to take it. I'll be right back. More soft? That's interesting. It's not perfect and could use smirk, but it's still cool. I feel it. There's one that messed with me hardcore as far as the Skyrim mod I saw. Steven, I don't know if you remembered it, had shared it in the Discord, a link up to it on YouTube, and you could probably find it if you didn't see it. It was actually one for like Thomas the Train Engine as Alduin. I don't know if it was all dragons, But I remember Alduin, seeing that at the beginning of the game. And that one messed with me a little bit. Like, legit broke my brain just a tad bit. Oh, man. I'm starting to notice a lot of people using Kinu. Makes me feel a little bit better about it, and the inner slot hipster in me a little sad. I don't want to say slot hipster, but I say that it's like I have this weird pet peeve about trying to make my own way. I don't like doing the same thing everybody else does. You know, that kind of that gesture of things. I feel like it's a slot millennial thing. But in some ways, it makes me feel a little bit better about using Kinu as well. Just knowing that, like, I'm not the only person out there who just, like, decided to, like, use this other semi-rare Temtem that has some pretty decent stats and abilities. But there's a lot of people playing this game also, so there's that. And another thing is, there's only like 80, I think, Temtem released right now out of the full 160 plus. Or 160. I don't know if it's 160 or 160 plus. I know it's one of the two though. But yeah, it was hilarious. Yeah, the top was the tank engine one. That one messed with me. It really did. It messed with me a lot. Hit me in points of nostalgia I never knew would ever exist. I know I'm doing a lot of running, but again, I talked about it a lot earlier. Tonight, these Sai cards or the things you have to catch Temtem in this, they expire. So my goal is to just use all of my time and efforts into Luma if I can actually find one. And so I'm not trying to waste any time or anything with trying to battle or train tonight. There was actually a fan-made Pokemon Skyrim mod I saw a few years ago. I actually wished had come a little bit more closer to the public. I never tried it out, but it looked really fun. Especially if you were like a big Pokemon fan. Sorry. Cat doing bad stuff. So what's the dragon mod that you were gonna try to use that doesn't work with the Pixar? The mods are crazy. Yeah, I feel ya. Seen some Game of Thrones mods? That sounds awesome. Gives all the guards fur cloaks. That's really awesome. I love the imagination of people that just like spend a lot of time making mods for the video games they love. Sometimes it makes me a little sad though. Like, I know there's a lot of people that don't really diversely play games, so they'll like get themselves stuck in stuff like that. They'll only like mod or play games that are modded of the same game each time. Sometimes it's a little healthy and, you know, fun to actually play something new. That's why, you know, a lot of people don't, like, find that about my channel. You know, like a lot of streamers, they'll play only one specific game. And the biggest game I do play is Final Fantasy XIV, yeah, without a doubt. But I play, like, a lot of, like, new titles released, a lot of, you know, a few indie games. The biggest thing for me is, though, like, newly released RPGs with a great story. And Final Fantasy, and then, of course, in general, Final Fantasy XIV. But I know a lot of streamers out there will just, like, play one specific game only. Like, just going to the more famous side of people, there's, like, you say Ninja, for instance, just plays, like, 99% of the time just out there playing Fortnite. It would just get so old to me. I mean, sure, you would get really good at the game, without a doubt, but I just like something new every now and then. I feel like it's healthy as well. A lot of people don't like healthy though, so there is that. I forget his name. I think it's called, damn it, Divine Dragons? Sounds interesting. Makes them look a lot cooler. All doing some red coloring in the wings. It sounds cool. I think I've asked you before, Rez. Did you kill Parthenax? I judge people over this question, by the way. It's not like I'd do anything about it if you did, but did you ever do it? I've never killed Parthenax. Out of every single... I've put some hours in Skyrim. I'm talking about some hours. I've killed all the Dragon Priests, went back in time, got that Dragon Priest mask. I've, like, tracked down most of the words. I've never actually got all the words in one playthrough, I'll admit to that. I did a lot of secret dragon fights, though, like the one in, I didn't remember the place. What is it? I can't think of the name now. It's completely dark down there. Full of the elves people. The Falmer. Fallen. I can't remember their name either. Damn, I'm getting rusty. But I've never killed Parthenax, though. It's the last thing I would ever, like, I'd get that far with the Blades questline, and I'd just stop. I would never kill Parthenax. But there's some people that have, I know there's a lot of people out there that's just killed him. Just be like, oh, you know, let's see what happens. Or, you know, I don't care, it's a video game. I could never do it. And just like, I didn't have it in me. Never killed Parthenax. I've also, you killed him to see how tough he was? Never killed him officially. I feel ya. I could just never do it. Skittles. Sorry, my cat's doing weird shit. And she's kind of slightly freaking me out. It's not a bad thing freaking out, I just don't want her to, like... She has a weird thing where sometimes she just... Like, her litter box is, like... 15 feet that way. Technically, I'll say that way because that's what it looks like for you, but my area, it's that way. I have my camera on, reverse. Anyway, sometimes she just... Because of Choco, it's definitely a Choco thing. Choco's a very curious, energetic dog. She just won't go there. She'll try to, like, hide somewhere to go. 99% of the time, she will go. But sometimes Choco alters her choices. And right now, she's acting like in one of those weird moves. But she's also looking like she's just trying to play. So I'm just trying to keep a weird close eye on her. Assassinate the Blades? Can you do that and it not, like, have negative repercussions? I've never done it. I've never done that either. Never killed the Blades. I didn't know that was even a thing. I always thought that they were a main part of the story, but yeah, again, another thing I never did was, like, once I became one of the companions and a werewolf, I've never actually stopped being a werewolf. I've literally done all the quests to get all of the members. You know, you get the witches' heads, and I've got, or the, what is it? It's like Raven something. Is it Witch Raven? Ravenclaw? I can't remember. I do remember, though, actually killing all of those, healing all of them and freeing all of the members of the companions that wanted to be freed. Except for myself, I'd never do me. Never let myself be freed of it. Love being a werewolf in the game. It's one of my favorite attributes of the whole game. You don't know you've never tried. Yeah, I've never tried either. I didn't know if that was a thing. Can you even do it? Or are they just like unkillable NPCs? The voice actor for Parthenax is the same voice actor for Mario? Like, oh, it's me, Mario. That Mario? Ha ha! Oh. Oh! That Mario? I did not know if that's the case. He's got a very deep voice. I'm probably nothing like him. I haven't heard Parthenak's voice in a few years. Gosh, I've been in so many battles in here tonight, and I've not seen one Luma. What is so upped about this? Like, there's supposed to be up statistics on the Luma. The statistics are not in my favor, apparently. That Mario, really? That is interesting. I wouldn't imagine the guy being able to do multiple voices, especially going from hey, ah, ah, oh, it's a me, Mario. To just Dovahkiin. I don't know. It's horrible voice acting tonight. I'm very tired. That's my excuse. And who wants to kill Mario? I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe that's like the nostalgia in my heart tells me. It's like, I love Parthenak's. He's a good dragon. He's Mario in another realm. Don't kill that guy. You spent, like, literally a tenth of your life trying to make sure he stayed alive. Why are you trying to kill him now? Oh, I at least want to end the night. Like, I'm going to be on here for about an hour-ish more. But I at least want to end the stream tonight catching at least one Luma. You assassinate Fallen God because you hate him. And he's sitting an assassin after you. Really? You know, you know, as far as like the assassinations of people go, I feel like that's one of the bigger things in the game I started to like dislike the farther I got into it. Like, especially once you had the DLC, like playing Dragonborn and Dawnguard. I always got so upset at the beginning of every single gameplay when I would start up, and I immediately, especially where I had my house, like the place where I had my house, the algorithm was terrible for like giant spawning, and also dragon spawning. So, like, sometimes I would come into the game, and there would literally be a giant outside fighting a dragon. And not even moments later, all of a sudden, I've got the Dragonborn people out to kill me. I've got vampires out to kill me because I was always a companion. It was just so much shit. I'd log into the game, and heaven forbid I'd tried to do something else in the game and made somebody pissed off at me, and they sent assassinations after me. Whew. Like, one of the things I messed up with a couple times was, like, you know, screwing some people over in the Dark Brotherhood. Not a good thing to do. Don't steal from those guys if you don't want to get assassination sent your way, that's for sure. But, yeah, oh, man, sometimes it'd just be insane. Especially if I would go to like what's the first town? I've got World of Warcraft in my brain. And Goldshire is World of Warcraft, yeah? Is it? What is the first town other than Helgen in Skyrim? Goldshire is World of Warcraft, yeah? I'm very tired, so bear with me here. I'm running on the fumes. But I feel like Skyrim's another gold thing too, isn't it? But yeah, my Skyrim luck was always terrible, especially when it came to assassinations, random spawns of people trying to kill you, and again, especially where I built my house. Oh man, it was just bad. Sometimes it'd lag up the game too. Like, I don't know if you've ever did the whole like go under Whiterun, get the little hidden chest under there kind of thing, you know, like you leave through the wall without actually leaving the town, so it's kind of glitching. But when you do that, you open the invisible wall so dragons can start spawning in Skyrim as well. Or not Skyrim, but Whiterun as well. Oh man. Talk about glitchy. What's up, Tim? How's it going, Sith? How was the Monday? How's Tuesday going? Hopefully they were both pretty nice for you, Tim. Goldshire is World of Warcraft? I thought so. What's that second town in Skyrim? Or first town? You know, I know you start off in Helgen and then you travel south and you go to... My mind's blank, man. I need to play Skyrim again. It's just so hard for me to get into it. It's like the first hour and a half of the game is always the same, and then after that you can do whatever you want. But that first hour and a half is just like the same every time. And I've done it so many times, like it's a little difficult for me these days. Riverwood! Yeah. No, you're right, it is Riverwood. I thought it was gold something, but it's not. You're right, it's Riverwood. Riverwood. Yeah, Tim, you're right. Oh, man. It's been so long since I played. Riverwood. Your first house was in Whiterun, and it was randomly had... Is he lying dead inside? Why was she lying dead inside? It's better since the lawns have been done. You can relax a little bit. Very nice. I'm very tired. I'm okay. I'm really ready for this next patch. I hate that by the time I'm done with tonight's stream, the patch is probably going to launch, more than likely, sadly. And I want to be there at launch, but I'm going to be too tired to even play it. And there's this new patch here in Temtem, which is kind of exciting. I say kinda, I was more excited at the beginning compared to where I am now. I was super excited because we have this thing, it's kind of like the Safari Zone in Pokemon, but it differentiates because the Temtem change inside and the Luma rates are supposed to raise up. It's very expensive to stay in here. Kinda expensive to get in here, but more so expensive to stay. I honestly feel like I would have been better off if I just like tried to use my 5 Tem cards, left and came back. But I didn't do that, I accidentally bought 5 more, which costed me a shit ton. I don't know, my enthusiasm the longer I'm in this place is slowly falling. And like, I'm a little afraid that I just spent like, close to 16,000, maybe more, I don't know. I don't know the exact math and I don't want to know right now. Spent way too much to be in here and to stay here to not see one single Temtem so far because I'm only going to be on here for about an hour longer-ish. And if that's the case, like, I don't know how they can say that they've raised the standards here. I've not seen one Luma Temtem at all, or shiny, so to speak, if we're going in Pokemon terms. I'm okay, but I'm very tired and getting a little... feeling a little gypped. Hours away from patch day, it's awesome. You killed her? Never happened in your game? There's a house glitch? What's the house glitch? I don't think I know what that is. I mean, I obviously get that it's a glitch for the housing, but like, I'm not sure what the actual glitch is. Oh man, I feel like I've been at it forever now. A lot of running, a lot of random Temtem battles. 0 Luma. Choco, that's her thing, you know. Choco loves to get a good old stare on. She loves to be like right here. I don't know why. I've never understood it, but like right here is her favorite place to be. Especially while I'm streaming. Which sometimes I just don't understand. Like sometimes she'll be like asleep over there on like the love seat or something. Just not a care in the world. Not even like paying any mind to me. As soon as I start streaming, boom. Like so. I was just curious about something. I feel so gypped again. I've been in here so long and not seen a single Luma. So many battles. It wouldn't bother me so bad if like the full explanation of this place is like the 2 random Luma that are supposed to be like... I've seen both of them quite a bit in here. Odds don't feel increased at all. Although, I don't have the best of luck, so there's that. I wish I wasn't so tired, it'd be a lot easier. Kind of disappointed they aren't adding new Grand Company ranks in yet. I feel ya. I mean, they'll get in there. The only disappointment in Final Fantasy XIV I have right now is in myself. I wish I was right there at like 470 already. I like that I'm going to be able to get there pretty easily, like right off the beginning. And kind of just like ride that out, but I wish that I could have like just, I don't know, got in on that a little bit more, you know, I guess is one way to look at it, but I had like so many games I've been trying to play here at the beginning of this year and at the end of last year that like I ended up putting myself slightly behind as far as like how this patch is going to go. I mean, I'm still going to be able to do most of the content, and I can easily get myself up to 470 to do more content, but I feel a little sad. Wait for later patches. I feel ya. I mean, maybe it will be too long, though. You know, like, the other things, sometimes, they just, sometimes don't take as long. So last night, like yesterday, I'd actually talked about like going to watch the Sonic the Hedgehog movie again. Totally recommend it. If you grew up in the late 80s or the 90s, if you played Sonic the Hedgehog, any of that stuff, if you appreciate a good game movie, it's an actual good one as well. I promise. You gotta go see it. It's a good movie, good film. It's cool for kids. It's cool for adults. If you're a millennial, it's really right up your alley as far as like the comedy and everything in the film goes. Even if you're not, still a lot of good bullet points there. I mainly said that because I saw a bullet in front of my face there, but still recommend it. Last night though, it actually, after talking about it and reflecting upon it, it actually put me in such a weird mood that I'd got on my PC. And I actually got on the PlayStation first and tried to see if there were any Sonic games on the PlayStation. So there is, and a few of them are on sale if you're interested in that. They're there. But also on Steam, they're like 75% off of quite a bit of them. Ended up getting Sonic Forces last night and played that right before I went to bed. Still don't regret it. I had a lot of fun. Sonic Forces, that's like a slept-on title out right now. Was it Cub and Think Vanilla Skyrim? It doesn't allow you to do the quest to get the house in Wendell. Really? Yeah, the 460 tomes? Well, more and less the 460 stuff. I'm kind of like leaning on that 470 stuff. That's what I've been trying to go in for. But yeah, I still feel you. I mean, that's basically what I'm going in for. And regretfully, I am going to have to take the next restroom break for the night. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, I've been on this game for quite some time now. I still can't believe I've not ran into a single Luma yet. And again, if you're curious about Sonic Forces, if you like Sonic games like modern Sonic games, I definitely recommend it. It's pretty good. Has a little hints of nostalgia in it, but not, you know, too old school, but not too, I don't know. The reason I wanted to play it the most, I think, was because, like a big thing with my girlfriend, like, we both have a Sega Genesis. Actually, I don't anymore, to be honest with you. I have a Retron. Retron 3 more specifically. There's newer models of it that have more capabilities. Mine is the Retron 3, though. It plays Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis games. It's a pretty, you know, neat device. It's a pretty cool little home system. But anyway, what I was getting at, we both have Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis. I also have a Neo Geo Pocket in my bedroom that actually have Sonic the Hedgehog on as well. And so I'm able to actually get my retro Sonic fix anytime I want to, and so to speak, you know, needless to say. But I wanted something that had that same retro feel, but also like that newer feel. Like Shadow the Hedgehog was always one of my favorite Sonic the Hedgehog games, which is more of a spin-off. It's not Sonic the Hedgehog, obviously, again, it's Shadow the Hedgehog. And I really loved that game. I actually had it on GameCube back when I was in middle school, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And that's the cool thing about Sonic Forces. It has almost that same style of gameplay with more modernization to it, better graphics, but still has a lot of that classic Sonic feel to it as well, with a little bit of RPG story elements in there, which is really nice. Definitely recommend it if you're a Sonic fan. More so if you're a Sonic and an RPG fan, obviously, but, you know, still. Still no Luma yet, but I'm still going to be on here for a little while, so maybe and hopefully. It's slightly feeling like torture, though. I'm not gonna lie. Gosh, I've been in so many battles tonight. I don't even know how many I've ran from, how many I've been in. I feel like the increase of the rate of Luma has not increased at all. I feel like all these people that are out here just standing there aren't even trying to catch the Luma. They're out here just trying to catch a Sierra. It's a pretty rare Temtem on its own, which is cool to see it and, you know, have such a high spawn rate in here. But I'm here for the Luma. I mean, it's cool. I'm not even, like, using Sierra in my party and don't plan on it, so. Unless I get a Luma, maybe, but it's not looking like it's gonna happen. We'll get one. I hope so. The odds are supposed to be substantially increased while in the Saipark here. And again, I've paid literally loads of Pansun to be in here tonight. Not really to be in here, to stay in here accidentally, slightly on purpose. I say it like that because it was an accident that I did it, but I did it in full intention because I thought I was going to get options to maybe buy, like, the cards, but I wasn't reading the dialogue, so I just, like, clicked it. One of those kind of classic moments, but I'm not happy about it. Would have been happy with spending the 3,500 to initially get in here. Getting this far in here, though, oh my goodness. I wish I was just a little bit more awake for this, and I'd be so much more peppy and, like, into it. But I'm very tired. It's making it even more difficult. Especially, like, trying to, like, stay onto the task and the goal at hand. Sierra, oddly enough, is not only just supposed to be upped in its, like, location and its, you know, being able to find within this place, but it's supposed to be one of the other Temtem in here. They're supposed to have that upped Luma tendency rate. It's insane. Seen a lot of Sierra, not a single Luma yet, though. Okay. Alright, I hate to do it. I'm gonna at least catch one Sierra. I might regret this. But if it's the one thing I'll leave with tonight, at least I did that. Just gonna try to weaken it, not kill it. Again, I'm not even going to use this thing, but maybe. Nice. At least got a Sierra. You know, if this is the only thing I take from this, then at least I got a rare Temtem. The reason it bothers me so much is because, like, I'm not really gonna be trying to actively play this game much. After tonight, it's really cool that they added this to the, you know, this patch. The Saipark here, but I feel like I just spent so much money to be in here, to have these cards, to be able to try to find a Luma, that, like, I don't know, I wouldn't have been so eager or so upset if I would have accidentally got those 5 extra cards. But tomorrow, or technically tonight, in just a few hours, like, the next patch in Final Fantasy XIV is about to drop. I'm not going to be playing this until, like, maybe one day next week when they add the next whatever. And all the cards that I bought tonight, they don't carry over, which is something I talked about earlier that makes me a little upset. I mean, it would have been really nice if they did. Instead, they get taken away from me, don't get turned back in the pen, son, and I gotta buy more. And to get more, I gotta get more pen, son. And it could potentially cost more to get in here next week, so... it's one of those things, it's just, I wish they would have made this a little bit more like Safari Zone. I said that earlier. But it's whatever, I suppose. Hopefully we will get one tonight. I'm gonna use that 10 essence file here in just a bit. I really need to already, but trying to just test it a little bit farther here. Really, again, just hoping for a Luma. In the end, though, at least we got an OCR out of this tonight. I mean, it's supposed to have a pretty rare catch rate, like Masla. Got it at a pretty low, decent level as well, which is also a good thing. Better stat growth. I'm fairly impressed with anybody that has actually went as far to be able to get a Luma in here. I feel like I've been in here for so long and seen the same Temtem over and over and over that I've not seen one. It is just insane. It definitely fuels the theory that I had earlier, though, that they didn't actually do anything to increase those said odds, so to speak. Like, I still feel like there was something I actually mentioned earlier. Like, I feel like the only thing they actually did was just increase the amount of times that the actual Temtem spawn, and literally seclude so many that are in certain areas. I mean, that's what it feels like the most. Because it doesn't feel like I'm running the one any easier. It just feels like I'm getting in more battles and running into like the same Temtem over and over. I just don't feel like they increased that rate whatsoever. They just, it literally feels like, you know, that's really like all they did here. Just more battles, all the same Temtem. Especially Playtox here, or whatever he is. Platox. Not only is it the one I've ran into the most, it's been the most annoying. You can't really run away from these things with ease. They always, like, hold you up at least once. Okay. Sounds random as much as I've hated running into Platox. Honestly, if I ran into a Luma Platox, I would catch it. At this rate, I just want to see one Luma tonight. Like, that's supposed to be the hop of this place. The Luma is supposed to be just, like, so much more apparent. I've yet to see it. And I'm starting to get back into that stage I was talking about earlier. I feel kind of gypped more than anything. I've spent a lot of pence just to be in here. And I've been on for close to 2 hours now. So Tim, what are you gonna do first thing tomorrow, or maybe tonight if you stay up, or well, you're already like it's not gonna be that late for you probably when it actually drops for you as far as 5.2. What's the first thing you want to do? And Rez, have you decided what your first thing's gonna be just yet? Like, I already know mine. You probably already know mine. It's gonna be the main scenario, like it always is. It's what I'm most glued to. I'm definitely ready to see what's next in the story. But I always like hearing what everybody else, you know, eventually decides that they want to do first. Thanks, great conversation. The main story quest? Yeah, that's me all the way as well. So excited to see what's going to be next. Same as me, basically. Yes. I agree, that story, it's so good. We've been hanging for so long. I'm ready to see what's going to happen next. Gonna do the main story as well, Rez? Nice. Honestly, it's one of the smartest things to do. You know, as far as the, you know, the time that we live in nowadays, so many people love to talk about spoilers. Mainly, it isn't just the essence of getting a spoiler out there. It's just that a lot of people, as far as gamers goes as well, they don't have as many people to talk to in you know, real life, so to speak, or on social media, so to speak, about, you know, games. You know, unless they hit up worldwide or international social media standards, or, you know, like other streamers and stuff like that. So a lot of times, like, hitting up the main story first, you can go ahead and firsthand absorb all of that lore before it just gets spoiled for you in a weird, unfathomable way, or an what's another way to put it? An unfiltered way. You know, a lot of times people will give you spoilers, and sometimes you don't mind getting a spoiler or two, like when you watch a movie trailer. But sometimes things are so out of context, it just messes with your brain the rest of the time, so it's just like that. Or maybe it's so vivid of a spoiler, you hear it, and it just ruins it all for you. So that's why I always want to hit up the main story first. Not only is it good and I love it, but a lot of times I feel like hitting it up firsthand, right off the bat, you just avoid spoilers from people who just don't care, you know? And then you really get to experience it. You download something from Final Fantasy XIV? Was it the patch or no? It could be. I would check right now, but I'm on PC and not my PlayStation 4. But it could be. Could very well be. Again, my PlayStation 4 is like currently off right now, so I wouldn't know. I couldn't even check if I wanted to. But it could be for the patch, you know, it should be releasing very soon. If not now, definitely within the next hour and a half. Oh my god, I really hope I did not mess up that algorithm again. I did that a little while ago, and I made myself so mad because I'm pretty sure that probably messes up the algorithm. As soon as you step out of the water. It may not, I hope it doesn't. I'm sure it probably does though. I did it a little while ago and now I did it again, and now I'm just so mad. I really hope it doesn't. I don't really know if it does. I don't know how the algorithm of this works compared to Pokemon. It's like, it's just not the same. Like I told you what, I'm pretty sure what their mathematical adjustment to this is. Like, just like more of the same Temtem, more random occurrences. I don't think they actually mess with at all the actual, like, from what I've seen, the actual Lumery isn't any better. Like I said, like, I'm pretty sure the mathematical equation or scientific equation or digital equation they put in, it's just like, again, more random encounters, less of the diversity. And then, you know, two of them are more increased than others in the same sense as well. It's honestly what it feels like. Again, I'm not ran into a single Luma either, so it makes me more so appeal to that. That's probably what's going on in this. But I don't really know. It's supposed to bring the difficulty so they can make it last longer, because 12.3 will be delayed and won't have much to it. That's horrible to hear. Don't get me wrong, I get difficulty sometimes, you know, a lot of people lock it. But the last one was really annoying with Hades EX for me. I'm glad the echo's getting added to it. It sounds lame to somebody out there watching, I know, right off the bat. It sounds very lame, I'm sorry. But it got very toxic. And if I'm not the only one that said that. It's a multiple streamer thing, it's a multiple player thing. It's gonna be the same. If they want to like address like trying to make things more difficult, there's one way they could do it. And it's not functionality, which was the biggest thing for Hades EX. There's just too much to it. Like, how is the best way to put it? I don't want to say it's too hard in difficulty, but it is. But that's only because there's so much you have to do, but also keep damage up at the same time. Like, for me as a summoner, it's a little hard to do. I have cast times and things like that, so it's a little bit much. So I'm hoping it's not quite the case. We'll see. I don't really know though. Shadowbringers has been very different from Stormblood. I'll give it that. I've enjoyed it though, but hopefully it's not too much. You know, I'm fine with it as long as it's just not too much, you know? A very busy fight. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. You know, it's like super busy. Like, you got to worry about your DPS, but you also have to worry about not standing here, moving over there. This is about the cast, go over there. It is a bit much, and I'm really hoping that doesn't carry over into the next one. I mean, it's just, I don't want to say it's a bit much as in like it's just a bit much, but it's a bit much. You know, it's an MMORPG, not a platformer. very DPS hit. Yeah. I mean, but that's the DPS check isn't the problem to me. It's the DPS check with the movement of it all is the problem I had with it, and that's the thing I didn't really agree with. And I hope that doesn't carry over. It makes it a little bit much, you know. Like if you're worried about your DPS and then you gotta like keep moving at the same time. Again, it's an MMORPG. It's not a platformer. I just don't want to see that happen again. I like playing MMORPGs because you know, you play the game, you take your time, you focus on your DPS or your heals or your tanking, not moving 1,000 different places like it's motherfucking. That's a big thing, you know. He's working on some things he can't talk about yet, so he has like to scale it back. He'll try not to die. Well, I hope he doesn't die. Yoshi P is he's an awesome inspiration towards the game and everything that we have to play, but honestly, I hate to say it at the risk of losing some viewers, but the next patch might be live right now. Mr. Happy just went live, so I don't know. I just got a random notification that Mr. Happy was live, so figured I would say it, you know. He's a good streamer. I'm not going to be on here too much longer anyway. I'm starting to get a little upset that I paid all this Pansun to just be in here and not a single Luma. But yeah, I don't know. If there's anything I have to hope, I just don't want more Hades content. That was just dumb to me, you know. You can't mix hack and slash and MMORPG turn-based system. It's not completely turn-based, I know, but we're not literally out here hack and slashing. And if the boss is, it's a little late, you know. Like there has to be a balance, and there is one in Hades, but it's not a good one. It really isn't. It made the community very toxic to play with, and I just don't want to see that happen all over again. It made me not even want to do Hades EX. I did it a little bit with Rez. I got a little bit of progress. We got about I would say a little over halfway through it all. I don't really know. It may have only been like a quarter and a half through it. I'm not really sure. But the last time I'd done it, it turned it off for me completely. I just didn't even want to do it anymore. It was the community, not even the game. You know, I was having fun, but the community behind it all just made it so unfun. So I didn't do it. Started occupying myself with other things. Kept up with the story. Started doing Gunbreaker. You know, just so many other things like that. So up difficulty in some regions, you know, it's okay. And then some other regions, just leave it alone. It's an MMORPG. You know, we're here for the story. We're here to play with other people. We're not here to like have the hardest content of MMORPGs out here given to us. It's just like that eventually just starts to kind of get lame. It goes within the argument here of like Temtem here. A lot of people that have been playing through the early access have this worry that it's not gonna last, because I'll even admit it's very grindy. If you can't tell, like, I'm looking for Luma. I've almost been on here 2 hours looking for Luma. We'll go ahead and round it down though. You know, take 20 minutes off of whatever this is for me rambling, or, you know, restroom breaks and stuff like that. But like, the thing is, there's a lot into an MMORPG. There's a lot into an RPG. There's a grind to it, but constant grind doesn't keep people around. Like, you gotta have the balance between good content, the grind, and then balanced content between the two of succession. So without the succession rate within the balance rate, you've just got grind, and eventually that grind just is gonna like compile and compile. You know, once it's like getting another comparison in. It's like let's say you have your console or your PC, and you ran out of memory, so you bought an external hard drive. You know, without eventually balancing what you're going to keep between maybe media files that are probably pointless to, you know, the actual things you want to focus in on your gaming, eventually that memory's going to like pile up, and you're just going to have like a clash. It's the same thing with like an MMORPG. You know, especially, you know, again, using Temtem here, a lot of people are worried about this game's just going to be more grind to try to like keep players active. rather than content to keep new people wanting in and active players that like less grind playing, that it will be more grind just to keep servers alive. I kind of feel like that's kind of the vibe that they would be in 14 there if they didn't balance that out as far as that difficulty goes. It's going to be just like difficulty and grind and not enough content lashed out. And I mean, it's just a scary thing to see. That's why you don't shiny hunt. Yeah, I mean, the odds are indefinitely much better than Pokemon. And honestly, they're supposed to be even more better here in the Saipark, which is a little depressing, honestly, because I've been in here for so long and I've not seen a single one. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't usually do shiny hunts either in Pokemon because the rates are so vastly insane. They're supposed to already be better here in Temtem, but also here in the Saipark, they're even supposed to be even better than that. I've not seen it yet, though. Might not even see it tonight, which is kind of depressing, and I might have just reset things again. Which is frustrating. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Don't do Savage or Ultimate content for the reason of avoiding getting on the toxic conversation. The casual... Yeah, you know, I actually like to do the Savage. I actually like to do the EX as well. Ultimate, hell no. I'm never gonna do the Ultimate content. It's literally the 1% of the game. I've come to terms with that. Mr. Happy, I don't even remember. Did he even complete this last Ultimate? I feel like he rage quit. He may have completed it, but I think he even rage quit. But the Ultimate stuff, it's way too much. Savage, I'd actually like to do Savage, but yeah, Savage eventually starts to get very toxic. But this last time, EX got toxic, which was almost unheard of, which was a bit that was the thing for me where I drew the line. I hate to say it. I've done EX every fight in this whole game, but Hades EX, it brought a different something, and I rage quit, you know, like I hate to even admit it, but I did. You know, I had like Asuna on like Discord asking me when I'd hit it up again, and I would just ignore I didn't want to just say, you know, like. Sometimes I'd respond and say, like, I don't know, maybe later on, this or that, and just like, but I should rage quit, like, I really did, like, I lost complete interest in it, because it was more grind and toxic community than anything, and like, I like, every time I'd get on there, I didn't feel any better, you know, and, you know, we have a few people we had run it with, like, me, Rez, and Minato. We were doing good. I think Minato actually got us clear, but, like, you know, we were trying our hardest out there. And, you know, sometimes, like, the biggest thing with me with it wasn't even just the battle itself. Like, the battle itself was annoying, but the biggest thing was, like, a lot of times you have healers focusing on tanks, close-up DPS. Well, you know, if you're playing, like, I don't play Black Mage, so I can't use it too much of a comparison, but I'm gonna. But I play Summoner. So I'm, like, a ranged magic DPS all the time. I don't have to be close to the boss. I don't prefer to be close to the boss. But everybody else would be playing like melee DPS, which is like a very, very popular, not hating on it. But, you know, when you have like a healer doing only close proximity healing, you know, long range healing or anything like that, that was always a big thing for me, especially being a summoner. I'm squishy, my health isn't as high as other things, my defense is low. So once I take certain bits of things, you know, if I'm like far off, no healer's just going out there just like heal me. They're healing this tank constantly in close proximity. Somebody out there's, you know, just already saying, you know, stand closer. I get it. It's not like you're supposed to do with the range DPS. That's why it's called range magic DPS. Anyway, getting back to the main subject of things here, though, like I don't know. That's a big gist of it, along with everything I already said with Hades. That fight was just way too much. Like, doing Extreme Savage is just a bit too stressful. I'm in the same boat. I actually like doing the Savage as well, but I don't like a lot of the community that came along with it. I feel like the bigger and bigger Final Fantasy XIV is starting to get, which is exciting in a lot of ways. We're getting the toxic communities we left other MMOs for, though. Like, it was a big reason why I left Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy, but World of Warcraft. I was a huge World of Warcraft. I played Vanilla WoW. I played the Burning Crusade. I played Wrath of the Lich King 14. And I feel like that was a big thing for a lot of players. leaving previous MMOs, coming to this one. But I feel like now that at the point that we're in, we got a lot of the old toxic communities from the games that we left that have poured over into these. And I don't even think a lot of it has to do with the content, which a lot of it is, obviously, which is exciting that other people can enjoy that content, especially if they're Final Fantasy fans or, you know, so on and so forth. But I think a lot of it is just like the players from all these other games that left these toxic players behind. The toxic players realize that it's like, oh, you know, all these people I played with aren't here anymore. They're on this game now, so I'm going to play it now. And that's what happened. All those toxic players just like faded through the, you know, the paper towel filter that they put over things. It just flooded into the other games as well. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's one of the things that I've really felt like very strongly, especially like with Shadowbringers being more apparent now. I love the story, love the game. I'm kind of more intuitive into the EX and, you know, casual community, but even this last time again with Hades EX, I had no fun doing it. So I'm hoping like difficulty raises are just like modern it for like people who actually play the game, not just to like raise the difficulty so it's like, I don't know. It's just I don't want that stress factor to be there. It's the biggest reason why I ended up leaving World of Warcraft. You had people out here getting all mathematical with it. It wasn't about the fun anymore. And I just don't want Final Fantasy XIV to turn into that. You know, it's a big game I use for escapism and a lot of fun. I don't want to be logging into the game. You know, I love to stream it as well. That's a lot of fun. The community that and people I've met through playing it's been very, very nice. I just don't want it to turn into a game that I just legitimately hate getting in on and feel anxious about just because this person's trying to have the most perfect playthrough of all time without being reasonable at all in any way whatsoever with anything, you know? Just, I don't know, maybe it's just me. A lot of toxic WoW players coming over. That is very true, yeah. I feel like that has been a big thing, you know? Like, there's a lot of people that I left in World of Warcraft back in the day that I was like, yeah, I just don't really want to play with this person anymore. That legitimately play World of Warcraft, or not World of Warcraft, but Final Fantasy XIV now. And I don't know. It bothers me a little bit. I'm happy that Final Fantasy XIV is getting that extra fandom needed for it. But I wish the people that, like, were the toxic bunch would just go to Gilgamesh, probably where they belong. You know what I mean? It's the most competitive server on the game. It's just, like, so populated that, like, all those competitive people can't go onto it without getting into queues or, you know, just stuff like that. And so they flood out or, like, you know, just, like, bleed out into other, like, servers. And it just gets, like, a bit much. But yeah, I've seen a lot of toxic World of Warcraft players come into it, and I think that's a big thing. You have all these people quitting World of Warcraft because it's so toxic now, so they come to Final Fantasy XIV because it's more popular now, and it's hurting the game in the end. In my opinion. Honestly, like, I feel like the best example is, I don't know exactly what number stream it was, but the last time me and you, Rez, ran Hades EX, and I got straight up called out, like in chat. You probably saw it, but I got straight up called out. And I remember perfectly the reason, like, I was getting called out. The people thought I wasn't moving to the right directions, but what it was, I was, like, suffering from the AoEs that everybody else was suffering from, but I wasn't getting any... Like, I didn't stay, like, close proximity, so I wasn't getting any heals that were being close proximity heals. So outside of that, basically, needless to say, I wasn't getting heals. So when the next hit would come, I would end up eating it, and I would die. One, because I'm a squishy summoner, and two, because I didn't get healed from the last thing. And people were getting mad, because, like, I was dying more times than a few other people. But, you know, be that as it may... Again, I wasn't saying close proximity, and again, I'm a summoner, and again, I'm, like, super squishy. Nobody took that into consideration, and instead, just, like, the blame game started happening. It's like, oh, this guy keeps dying. It's like, well, I'm not getting healed, and I wasn't trying to call anybody out. And I don't know, that was, like, the last time I ran Hades. Just that whole run was just so trash that I just like, nobody's paying attention to what's going on. They just see one guy dying, and that's like all they're paying attention to, and it was just too much for me. The toxic type needs to be punched in the one server and leave the other ones. Yes, I agree, Tim. I wish that was the case. Like, I wish there was like a small survey you had to take when you started playing an MMO about what your playstyle is, and I wish that's how they chose servers. I wish it wasn't just like, oh, you live in North America or Europe or Asia or like, you know, Pacific or Atlantic. You know, I wish it was nothing like that. I wish you had to take a small survey before you started to play the game about what your experience is like and what you expect out of it. And that's how they classified your server. That would be amazing for MMORPGs. Any game creators out there, game devs, or anybody that ever want to watch this, directors, take that into an account. I feel like we'd all appreciate that. Here goes the last restroom break that I'm really not going to be on here too much longer. I'm sorry that I haven't ran into a Luma. I really want to, but I'm getting very tired, very hungry, and I do have work tomorrow. So last restroom break, got to come back and play for a little bit longer. But I'm hoping I run into a Luma. It's not looking likely to not. I don't know. We'll see. I'll be right back. Okay, definitely last stretch of the knot. Again, I'm getting very hungry, very tired, so bear with me here. You remember that? Yeah. Titania was just as bad. I feel like I had a lot better time with Titania. I had better time with Titania and with, what's his face? Old fat guy. It's been a while, I can't remember his name. I felt like I had a better time with both of those. Hades was just the worst for me. You know, I had a lot of actually Titania clears. I still remember the fight very well. It was just, Hades was just a bit much. Again, healers focus on close proximity. Don't worry about ranged. I don't know, it's just a bit much. And, yeah, you know, again, you know, I know I brought it up, but I agree. Tim, I just feel like that would be a big fix. If you took a survey at the beginning of things, you know, like, are you more casual or are you more like savage as far as the content you like? You know, that's a good question. You know, some people would honestly answer both of them. You know, if they actually were so worried about keeping it regionally specific, they could end that at the end with another question. You know, are you more speaking in the French language, English language, Spanish language, Japanese language? I feel like that's probably the most of all the players, but just last question of everything. And, you know, they could equally place everybody in servers based on what they actually wanted to play, rather than, the way it is now. You know, we all know Gilgamesh is the big one. Outside of that, you know, you got a few other casual ones. But that's literally within saying that, you know, it's like Gilgamesh that, you know, the others are kind of casual. So, like, we all get paired into all these people, all these expectations of things as well, which is also very frustrating. Maybe in the future we'll get something like that, but I don't know. I just wish there was a little bit more something there with the server choices. It'd be nice. And I hate to do this. I'm gonna go to the mini Temporium. Like, I don't have another heal here. It might reset it again. I don't know how this algorithm goes as far as like trying to search for a Luma, but you can't buy items in here for healing. So the Temporium is your go-to spot, and these two are kind of getting a little weak just from random, basically Platox that just won't let me run away. So we'll get a hill on and go give it another whirly-durly. I slightly want to hit up another watering hole, but I don't feel like that's going to help literally anything. I feel like I already messed up the algorithm of things here. If it's like, you know, Pokemon, I definitely did. But we'll see. Only going to be on here for like not much longer, to be honest with you. I'm very tired and very hungry. I'm pushing it. I really am right now. Maybe I'll come in before the actual change or whatever. I don't know. I wouldn't be so upset if I didn't actually spend so much Pansun to be in here. Because there's still not a big way in the game to grind it other than just like catching and releasing random Temtem. And again, eventually that just starts to land in and mess with your current Pansun. So, yeah, you know. 5.2 is definitely live right now for anybody that's just out there wondering. You don't gotta stick around if you want to. I appreciate it. It's really awesome. It's officially live. I saw Mr. Happy a little while ago. Slot just hit it up. It's gotta be live right now. So if you don't want to stick around, I understand. I'm not gonna be on here too much longer anyway. Just gonna spend another less than 20 minutes probably trying to find a Luma Temtem here. Hopefully I do. Kind of starting to doubt it. If you want to stick around, that's really awesome though. Really appreciating the conversation, Tim and Rez. Really kind of helping me stay a little bit more motivated and awake and apparent and sane with all this tonight. But it's definitely live, and if you don't want to stick around, I completely understand. I'm going to be on it tomorrow for sure. But if you do want to stick around, it's really cool as well. Again, I'm only going to be on here for about probably the next 18 minutes. If I don't see any progress or see a Luma, I'm gonna call it. My luck is just not on my side tonight. I've realized that. At least I got an Osier out of it, even though I spent like a shit ton of Pansun to be in here and, you know, whatnot, and to stay in here. But, you know, still. Jump on the story or just wait. I feel ya. I mean, it's completely up to you. You know, if you want to stick around, I'd love it. Like having your company, Rez. But I feel you. You know, me tonight, I'm not playing it at all. I'm like gonna finish out this for just a few more minutes, get some rest tonight. I've got work tomorrow, and I'm gonna come in, you know, with a different attitude. Very stoked, ready to get in Final Fantasy 14. I'm way too tired to even try. Is it? It isn't live yet? Really? And that's kind of good. I know it's supposed to at like 5 a.m. in my area, which is in like 47 minutes. But I've saw Mr. Happy and I saw Sly go on. Maybe they're just doing like a countdown or something. I don't know. I'm not checking server status at all, so it's like blind statements coming from me right now. I've just seen streamers like getting ready for it, or they're promoting it. They're saying they're on 5.2. Maybe they're just like counting down, getting ready for it though. Maybe so. That's awesome, Rez. I definitely appreciate that. Hopefully, maybe I'll catch a Luma by then. It's not looking likely though, unfortunately. I hope so, but not looking likely. You know, with all the side quests in this game, I actually wish that they actually granted, like, your Temtem, or at least the Temtem first in the party, a little bit of experience. I feel like it's the one thing that this game lacks as far as being an MMORPG, that the creators of the game didn't understand as an MMORPG, as far as side quests go. You know, when you have a side quest in an MMORPG, they result in, you know, sometimes you get items out of this, or some Pan-Sun, mostly it's items, not Pan-Sun. You know, it's kind of nice. But, you know, usually in an MMORPG, when you go down a line of side quests, it's just for a little bit of extra experience in a certain way of some sort. And it's really not the stasis of this game. A lot of times it just kind of feel like nothing. I'm kind of hoping that eventually becomes a thing in this game, maybe. That a lot of these, like, side quests, you know, if you complete the side quest, at least maybe the first Temtem, maybe the first 2 Temtem in your party, actually gain a little experience from it. That'd be really nice. I kind of doubt it. I wish more of them did it more of a Pan-Sun yield as well, but also kind of doubt that as far as things go. He's just talking about the patch notes right now. Oh, that's good. You hate side quests? I'm hit and miss. I like a good side quest that results in, like, if it has good, like, fruitility, you know, out of it. You know, the fruits of your labor, so to speak. I like that. If it does good actual lore lashing, I like that as well. I do not like side quests, though, that are pointless. Which, I hate to say it, are kind of how the side quests in this game are. There's a few of them that are really nice. Like earlier, or, well, last night, rather. You know, we had that side quest that in the end, it actually, you know, we got a decent move, but we also got a place where we could bring Crystal type Temtem to evolve, which I'm guessing, you know, Tuvine's the only one from Tuai to Tuvine. It's the only one right now, but I'm guessing there's probably more than one along the way that you can do that with. So that's pretty cool, you know, and, you know, other things along the way that we've done as well, you know, maybe get other things like I don't know too many more examples. I'm starting to get very tired, but you know, if they come to fruition, I really like them. I really enjoy them, especially, like, you know, again, lore and gameplay. But I'm right there with you. If it's pointless side quest, you know, like, again, a few of them in this game actually are. A few of them I haven't completed just because of that. But yeah, I understand completely on that. Pointless side quests suck. They really do, especially if it's no lore and no cool hidden items. It's kind of just a waste of time. Which is funny, because it's actually a dialogue a couple of times in this game, as far as side quests go. When they slightly break the fourth wall. Man, Krima, like, legit, throw me a bone here. I've not seen one single Luma this whole gameplay. Especially tonight, where we're in an area that's supposed to be classified as a place to easily catch more Luma. Like, what? I'm starting to do it again. Like, I've said it multiple times tonight. I'm starting to feel like this is just a gimmick. Like, they're making me really want to just, like, hit them up with a personal message, a tweet. A few things, just like, I paid over half my Pan-Sun in the game to be in here to catch your more algorithmic Luma Temtem, which I've not seen one of. And I feel chipped. something and quite curious about seeing what Xenos is up to. Oh yeah. I feel both of you on that. Like, I don't like too linear gameplay. Like, a good thing is Final Fantasy 13. That is, you know, I feel like that is the best example of what you're talking about there, Rez. And I'm very curious about what you're talking about as well, Tim. I'm really curious about Xenos as well. Looks very, I feel like we know the direction it's going to go in, but we don't really know. But back to you, Rez. Again, I know exactly what you mean, and again, I'm going to bring up Final Fantasy 13. I feel like it's the best, like, yeah, the #1 best example to bring up in that, you know, that equation of things to talk about. Like, I like Final Fantasy 13. Never played Final Fantasy 13 2 because I don't like Final Fantasy sequels, and I've never played Lightning Returns, and probably won't play either of them ever. Just to be honest with you, I hate Final Fantasy sequels. Love expansions in the MMOs. Actually, in 14, never actually played 11, but here we go with that. As far as that statement goes, somewhat linear Final Fantasy is still fun. They always tell a good story, but sometimes I don't like it as well either. Like, again, Final Fantasy 13 is a perfect example. I liked Final Fantasy 13. It felt like an interactive movie, which was really awesome. Still has enough play and, you know, enough ebb and pull to make the game its own thing that isn't too overbearing with, you know, linear edge, essence, whatever. But also at the same time, there wasn't a whole lot of exploration to the game until toward the ending of the game, from a Final Fantasy fan point of view. So I'm hit and miss with that. But, you know, as long as it's a good story, I don't really mind it being linear, is what I'm really getting at there, though. And 13 has a great story, you know. Great list of characters, so there's that as well. But yeah, I'm hit and miss about that. You know, if it's too linear, I'm not into it. If it's, you know, a good balance of being linear, but also having a good amount of story to it that makes it, you know, linear worthwhile, I'm about it. That's why I say Final Fantasy 13 is the perfect example. So many people hate how linear that game was, but me, you know, I feel like it hits that balance, you know. The only thing that I don't feel like it hits that balance, I love the story and everything that lashes out. I wish more exploration came before the end of the game, but the exploration's there, even if it is towards the end of the game, it's still kind of there. In the minority? I wouldn't say that, but I feel you there. A lot of people had a problem with it. Literally, the only problem I have with Final Fantasy 13 is, just that, you know, I hate that the exploration comes so late into the game. Like, it's there, it's part of the game, it really is, but it's so late in the game when it actually comes. Other than that, I love the gameplay, I love the battle system. Every Final Fantasy game has its own, you know, unique battle system. The story of Final Fantasy 13 was amazing. Again, I never played 13-2 or Lightning Returns, and I never will. Don't hate me for it. But I liked everything else that I mentioned, though. You know, I mean, it felt solid. I just wish there was a little bit more exploration in it. It's something all Final Fantasy games have, you know, and that one just it brings it, but not until toward the end of the game, you know, and it made it just a little bit. I can't say grindy because it doesn't even fit, but it made it just a little bit. I don't even want to say linear. It's like the biggest thing of the game was it's the how linear it is. It's kind of the point in a way, you know. Also, but I don't know. Not, yeah, you know, I totally agree with that as well. You know, I totally agree. Not every game has to be open world. 100% agree with that. The only reason I would say that about Final Fantasy 13 was, though, being my only, like, problem with it is, that is every Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy 13, kind of closes that off, but, again, reeling back to it, while I'm still okay with it, it's the same with Final Fantasy 10. Like, it really is. I love Final Fantasy 10, but that game is so linear, like, you have a set path to go on. It's not very explorative. There's a few side quests, not much. A few mini games, not much. So that's why it's still like Final Fantasy 13, which I can still definitely jump into agreement with that, all the way 100% with you, Rez. Not every game has to be linear. Not every game has to be explorative. Not every game has to be, you know, what your expectations are before you perceive it to be, before you play it, or while you play it with certain expectations as well. Totally agree with you there, 100%. Believe me, I do. Again, I love Final Fantasy 13, I do. I have Zaz. He's one of my favorite Final Fantasy 13 characters sitting on my shelf right behind me right now. If I didn't like Final Fantasy 13 at all, believe me, I wouldn't have one of the characters sitting on my shelf right now. Love Final Fantasy 13. And in total agreement with you once again about not every, game has to be open world. It's a big thing to me that I actually like, especially when it comes to Final Fantasy games, but even in my top 3 Final Fantasy games of all time, more so my top 5, because I really, there's so many Final Fantasy games I love and like to play. I still don't know if I can really classify which ones are my absolute favorite. But another one, again, in the same classification of things as Final Fantasy X, it's one of my tops, but it's even more linear. People will argue, 100% will argue, 100% of the time, 100% will argue that this is going to happen. They're going to argue. I'm going to literally clarify, regulate it, get in on the classification, get in so deep to know that people will argue the fact that I'm about to say this. At the risk of a dislike of this video, one of the most linear Final Fantasy games of all time is Final Fantasy X. And it's one of my favorites. I love the game. It's so good. Recommend it to everybody out there, especially the remaster. They're great. Final Fantasy X has a perfectly lashed out story from, I'm not going to say exploring, because there's not a lot to explore in the game. There really isn't. But it's great. The story's great, the characters are great, the gameplay's great, the level system's great, the sphere grid, optionally great. I'm hit and miss with it, but, optionally great. I still like it in a sense. But, yeah, Final Fantasy 13, love it, love the gameplay, love the story. Final Fantasy X, 10 times more linear than Final Fantasy 13 ever will be. Hands down. And Final Fantasy X, a lot of it's nostalgia, but it's definitely, 100% definitely, not a game that you get to explore in. You got a little bit of exploration. Let's be very real and unassumptuous, because there's no assumptions to it. It's not very explorative. Like, I mean, compared to 13, especially in-game 13, like the last 3 chapters of Final Fantasy 13, you get to explore it. It's not the case with Final Fantasy X. You get a little backtracking. You really don't get to explore. Let's be real. So I feel you there. People love 10. Yeah, 10 is great. Like, again, I love Final Fantasy X. Very linear. It's one of the most linear Final Fantasy games I've ever played. Especially, given Final Fantasy X to 13, you get to explore a hell of a lot more in Final Fantasy 13. I promise. I've played, like, every Final Fantasy game there is. Not all the sequels, though. Again, the sequels just aren't really my thing. Usually they switch up too much and I lose interest. But, yeah, 10 is great. People love 10. I'm right there with the people who love 10. I love 13 as well. I wish 13 was a little bit more, you had more exploring options. I do wish that. But again, I'm still in that, I will say it. 10, I love it. You don't get to explore that game. You really don't. It's more mini games than anything, if you want to get the comparison on. So, yeah, I'm right there with you, though. As long as it has a good story, good gameplay, I'm about it, I do like a good open world, playability, exploration, but it's not always the reason I play a game. Obviously, let's use, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Perfect example. Love the game. played the game, got a fair, actually, completion to the game. Super linear, though. Yeah, there's a little exploration to it, a lot of backtracking. Not much exploration, though. The game is literally meant to be, like, super linear. Like, I play games like that, you know, God of War's the same way. Shadow of the Colossus. I play linear games a lot of the time. I like a good RPG, even a good linear story. I'm literally calling it here. I'm sorry. I'm calling it. I'll talk a little more, rant a little bit more. I'm done with Temtem for now. I'm very disappointed. I hate to say it, that I am. I was super excited to actually get in here tonight. I thought I'd leave with a Luma. Happy to leave with the Osiera. But I've not noticed a better catch rate here. I've been on here for over 2 hours. I did a little bit of ranting. Like, I've given 30 to 45 minutes of this is me ranting along with restroom breaks. Crema. And I'm going to give you a negative review. You're probably never going to see this, but if you do, just know. I don't think this is worth it. Like, I feel like I wasted my time tonight. This was a waste of stream. Cool, I got Osiera. Cool. Maybe it'll help me out later on. I feel like tonight was a waste of time, though. Hands down, I spent a shit ton of pants on in-game currency. Still non-side cards left. I've got Final Fantasy 14 in the next few days. I might do one more day before the actual reset happens. Maybe. I don't know. Tonight wasn't a good. It didn't leave with anything. Like, if I'm giving good reviews, like, I would have left this game with a good solid 8.1. 8.1, is it a good game? Yes. Do I like the activeness of the devs? Yes. I love that they watch social media. They pay attention to Discord, Twitter, the works. Love it. This is trash, though. This is like the worst Safari Zone I've ever had in my life. It's just me. I don't know. Maybe somebody sat on here for 6 hours today and, you know, had like 500 viewers on Twitch and was just like, oh, yeah, you know, I'll call it 2 Luma. Good for you. This was trash to me. This was a big waste of time. I did like 2 battles because I had to. Loads of random encounters, and like literally half of my money in the game just gone. Just to know that next week these side cards don't carry over. I don't get a refund for them, and I mean, yeah, it says it all right there. So I don't know. Crema, work on this. You know, if you want to promote this as being the Luma place, give us some Luma. I get it. It's not supposed to be easy. You're trying to get shiny Pokemon-esque. If that's the case, though, lower the price to be in here and for these side cards, and at least let them carry over. Because this is just trash right now. I haven't said that about the whole game. I've loved this whole game. Believe me, I love the whole game. Still recommend it. Don't waste your time in the Saipark, though. Like, I've loved this game. Recommend this game. Play this game in its early access. Avoid Saipark until they fix this or randomize this and make it better. Like, this game, solid 8.1. Hands down. 8.1 is a good game. Room for improvement. So 8.1, maybe 7.8. You know, I'm going to give it that benefit of the doubt, 8.1, 7.8, if they don't start really fixing the shit that needs to be fixed. So yeah, you're riding an 7.8 to an 8.1. You know, straight B minus. You know, gonna leave it there as far as a review. I do this with every game. I wanted to do it last night, but I knew there'd be another night I played this, so I'm doing it tonight. The real review happens now. 7.8 to 8.1. Room for improvement. Little impressed with a lot of things, a little unimpressed with some things that need to be worked on. And I feel like you're listening to like 7 people who are like big streamers, and everybody else, you're just like, You know, this guy didn't say anything yet, so we'll wait till he does. But this, I'm giving you a solid, like, 2.3 as Saipark. This is trash. Like, I've been on here for hours, not one Luma, and that is, like, with these processes to be in here, half of my in-game currency went to be in here. You're not getting anything above a 2.3. I like the idea. You got the Safari Zone. You copied Pokemon again. You got the Safari Zone. You're not getting anything above a 2.3, though, because, yeah, cool, I got my Osiera. Not a single Luma was seen tonight, though. And I've spent so much, like, I've got 9 side cards left, and not a single one gets to carry over next week. I gotta buy more, and not any of that gets refunded to me? Work on that, and you'll get a better score. 2.3, hands down, nothing better. Like, I feel like tonight was a big waste of time. The whole time I was on here was to see a Luma in the place where, like, it's supposed to be, like, Luma Park. Not one was seen. Cool, thanks for the Osiera. Rest of this, I mean, great game. 7.8, 8.1. I don't know where to put you because of this right here. This right here is what's teetering my score. 7.8, 8.1. It's gonna teeter until, like, this 2.3 it's the wrench in your gear right now. This is just not good content. Like, I don't know what. I get what you were going for. I get what you were going for. So I'm not gonna say I don't get what you were going for. I get it right off the bat, but it wasn't good. You know, fix that. Fix the pros. Give us a good pros. Give us an average pros. Give us a pros that makes sense. Don't raise it and lower it just because more or less people are here. I don't get what the point of that is either. Like, at first I got it. I was like, oh, you know, they want to see how many people were gonna be in and out. I've seen a lot of people in here. I had to pay like 12,000 for extra side cards that I didn't even mean to buy. I don't know. I'm not gonna, like, worry about it too much. We got Final Fantasy 14 5.2 tomorrow. I'm not gonna be playing this much more until better content starts to roll in. Maybe by the end of the week, before my side cards expire, I might drop in. Probably not. You know, I'm a little discouraged at this point. Like, I didn't see any point in even sticking around. So, maybe not. I still recommend this game outside of this, though. In the 7.8 to 8.1, that's still a good score for a game. It's worth playing. It's worth buying, you know, especially where it is now. It's a good game. It is. This isn't good content. Avoid this until they fix or figure this out. Avoid the Saipark. Everything else, great. Good game. Play it. Good story. Definitely, if you like Pokemon, you're an adult now, you're an adult millennial, play it. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to love it. Especially when the full game comes out. Play it. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Saipark's a waste of time, though. This was dumb. I feel like I should have just took tonight off, taken some rest. I'm not gonna regret saying that. I'm sorry. Crema, don't hate me for it. That's a good review, to be honest with you. You guys, please watch this. You probably won't, honestly, but if you do, take it all into account. You know, you're asking a lot of people to spend a lot of hard-earned in-game currency for 5 side cards, and to continue to be in here with more side cards, which I accidentally bought, which I had more intention to stay in here longer, until I've seen how long I've been in here and not seen a single Luma, which is the promotion of being in here, for over 12,000, which it cost. This is the thing. If you missed it, it costs 3,500 to get in here for 5 Tim cards, right? To stay in here and get 5 more Tim cards, it costed me almost 13,000. Not quite, but almost 13,000. Literally, like, almost quadrupling. Yeah, it actually is quadrupling the price to get in the door. So the mathematical rates and substantial rates, statistical rate, like, none of it adds up. Like, it's just, and the fact that it doesn't carry over, like, all these cards get deplenished within the week, and no refunds on top of that, is just, I don't get it. You know, like, you figure that out, I'll give you a better score. Again, I'm actually going to lean more towards the 7.8 and say that's where we are now. And if that gets fixed, 8.1. Still room for improvement. A few things could get worked on. I still feel like they're, like, looking at bigger streamers and the things they're getting stuck on, not the actual community themselves, or, you know, just, there's a lot that needs to be worked on in this game. So I'm gonna say 7.8. Strong 7.8. If they fix the Saipark with its 2.3 rating that I'm gonna leave it at, if they fix that to at least, you know, something upwards to another 7 again, I'd give it an 8.1, but I can't. I can't give it the 8.1. I want to. That's where I want to give this game, because before the Saipark, it was 8.1. Now that I've spent so much time here in Saipark tonight, wasted so much money, it's a 7.8. Like, it can't be anything above that. Like, it really can't. Like, it's a good quality game. Love the dev community. Love the community in the game. This is just the worst thing I've seen added to it. We could have went this whole game without this right now, as far as its conclusion going. And I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to give this any more of a negative vibe. I've loved the game, want to keep playing it, want to see it grow further, want to see it get bigger, want to see it get fixed in a lot of different ways. But this was just not good. I did not have fun tonight. I hate to say it, but I didn't. I didn't have fun tonight. I had fun talking with Rez and Tim, you know, the stream community, playing the game. I didn't have fun. I really didn't. So I can't give it any more of a positive score. So 7-8, gonna leave it at that. Flat. And hopefully it gets better. Room for improvement. Hopefully this gets better. Then it'll be maybe an 8.1. Like I want to give it. I want to give it that 8.1, but I can't. I can't do it. It's just not professional. It's not good enough for that. Not until... You can't release something like this with the intentions and, you know, the font of what it is, with the execution of what it is. That's the end of it all. So yeah. And Dragon Dread, hey, thanks for popping on Twitch. I don't do the followblight.com stuff. Thanks. I don't do that stuff. Nothing against the people who try to do stuff like that. It doesn't make you famous though, for whatever reasons you may think it does. But hey, thanks for popping in tonight and watching. No doubt though, I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, I miss a lot. Your friend doesn't want to play a game unless it's open world? I feel ya. Oof, big oof, yeah. In-game currency? Yeah, it's in-game currency. It's definitely not real-life currency, Sith, but yeah, it's in-game currency. And it's no EA, no. But this game doesn't give you, like, right now I have nothing to make money off of. Right now. There's actually one thing I can do. I can go out and catch wild Temtem and release them to make currency in the game, right? That's the biggest way how you make currency in this game. Go catch wild Temtem and release them. Report to this, like, hipster place in the game where they don't want Temtem to be, like, captured, and I don't really get it. You capture them and release them to make money. So the story doesn't add up there, but that's how you do it. You capture them and release them, you report to them, you get some currency back. But in order to do the thing, you have to have Tim cards, which cost currency, so it's very clashing. So yeah, it is in-game currency, but yeah, on both of you, Big Oof and Oof, yeah, like this, I can't give it the 8 that I want to give it, not the 8-1. It's you know, can't do it. 7-8. I'm leaving it at that. It's a good game. It's good early access. This is trash though. Play this game. Don't play Saipark. Avoid it till whatever is fixed here. Fixed rates and everything. Like I'm gonna go one more time just before I get out of here, and you'll see what I mean. 5 more cards. I don't want them. I can't afford them anyway, probably. 12,915, and it costs 3,500 to get in here. And again, these don't carry over next week. You don't get refunded. So, yeah. And again, yeah, Riz, good night to you as well. Thank you for watching. And, you know, Dragon, Red, Dread, whatever, thank you so much for, popping in. I don't do whatever your links are to try to get more viewers. Seems like 5 in your book, not worth it. It's a good game, it is. It's early access, but I couldn't argue with your score. You know, I really couldn't. You can't argue with another person's score because that's what their score is. I say my 7.8 because it has great qualities. It's the adult version of Pokemon. Full release on this game is going to be bomb diggity bomb. Really good. It's going to be a great game. I already know it will be. Or at least I'm hoping. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I came into not having high hopes for this, and I couldn't give the Saipark anything better than a 2.3. And this is bad. The game's been a lot of fun. But, I don't know. They definitely have their eyes set in certain obstacles that I'm not really understanding here. It's a decent game. But I'm never going to get it, even anything above a 7.8 until they fix a lot in it. 7.8 is not a bad score. You know, it's like, you know, you're going to recommend this game to your friend. You know, you're going to tell them it's a good game. It's worth playing. But at the same time, you know, if it's not your cup of tea, don't drink it. I definitely agree with that, you know. Like, you know, if you're out there, you like green tea, you like some sweet tea, you know, don't go for the Earl Grey. This is definitely that Earl Grey. I'll say that all the way. Not a bad game. Still early access. Still in development. A lot of questionable things going down right now in the dev community. They're very good at what they do, but at the same time, this was some bad content. I've loved everything in this game so far, but this to not. Saipark, bad content. Not good. Love the game. This is just bad content. But good night to you as well, Tim. And yeah, I'm going to be on tomorrow. Not Temtem at all. Maybe again before this week's over with. I really want some Luma. Again, you know, that's the whole point of this place. So we'll see, but not tomorrow. Not the next day or the next day or the next day. Maybe one day this weekend. I kind of doubt it. Maybe Sunday not. I don't really know. I don't even know when the reset day for this is. But Final Fantasy XIV starting tomorrow, 5.2 happening in just either a couple minutes or a couple hours. I'm not really sure. Definitely going to be on there tomorrow. Definitely excited. Ready to see everybody there as well. Let's hit up that story. Let's hit up what we can. Definitely going to roll out a lot of things, and I'm super excited to get into Final Fantasy XIV patch 5.2 tomorrow. Definitely super excited for that. But yeah, I'm going to keep playing Temtem. Not in the next few days. Again, I'm a little disappointed, needless to say. This wasn't good. Again, I can't recommend Saipark. I can't. Like, I've loved this game. Cannot recommend Saipark. It just hasn't been good. But hands down, I will be back on tomorrow. 100%, I promise. I'm going to be doing some Final Fantasy XIV, and I can't wait to do it. Hopefully can do a lot of content with other people. I don't know how long the main scenario is going to be. I know we got like 10 quests. And in these quests, you know, you got like your sub-quests within the quest. So I might not get to like in-game gameplay with other people tomorrow. I'm going to try my best. Maybe going to get the dungeon in. I hope so. I want to do Ruby Weapon. Don't know if I'll get there as well either. I want to do everything. There's so much I want to do. You know, we get so many cool things. I get to do more things with my fisherman. I get to do more things with the summoner, the main story. We get another trial, another dungeon, more raiding. I'm excited for all of it. I really am. But I don't know if I'll get to a lot of it tomorrow. I'm going to be trying to mainly get through the story, then through a little bit of the side quest stuff, get to the trial, get to Edenscape, you know, the works. I want to do it all just like everybody else, but I'm going to be trying to take my time with it as well. I'm not going to rush it, but hopefully you can catch me tomorrow and get in on that. And I definitely appreciate everybody who's watching me tonight over on Twitch and on YouTube. And Tim and Rez, thank you so much for watching and getting in on the chat over on YouTube as well tonight. Definitely appreciate all the, even especially tonight. I know it was a slow knot, like a really slow knot. I came in planned to catch a Luma, came in planned to do a lot on Temtem, and I caught no Sierra, and wasted a lot of Pansun currency. So, yeah, that happened. Didn't really do a whole lot. Been on here for like 2 hours and almost 3 hours. And what I had planned didn't happen. We'll say a solid 2 hours of it was actually me trying to grind out to catch a Luma, and it didn't happen. So I don't really believe them. Again, like the whole thing was supposed to be an area designed to catch Luma, and I feel like all they actually did was increase the amount of random encounters and decrease the amount of random Temtem. It kind of seems like all it feels like, to me anyway. Don't really know. Their algorithm could be a little bit more complex than that, but it's not far off, hands down. Again, 7.8 on the game, the story, the gameplay, 2.3 on Saipark, whatever. Never going to get above an 8 until they start fixing some stuff like that, especially fluctuating currencies. Again, paying 3,500 to get in with 5 side cards, and to get 5 more, you quadruple the amount. It's... There's not another explanation other than what weird sound I just made. I'm sorry. I'm out. I'm out of here. I had fun. Actually, I didn't. I didn't have fun tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't have fun tonight. It was just not fun. I'm sure I'll have fun tomorrow, though. Final Fantasy 14 tomorrow. If you want to catch me, I'll definitely be on. I'll be doing more Temtem as more content comes out. Hopefully, we get better fixes. But as of now, I'm definitely out here. Silent ending, because it's a little depressing, and I'm not gonna be on here again till, I don't know. Maybe before the reset, maybe not. I'm really disappointed. I spent a lot of in-game currency just to do this tonight, and I'm not getting it back! So, yeah, that face. Anyway, thank you for all the support over on YouTube, over on Twitch, all the viewers tonight. Good night again, Rez, and Summoner wasn't nerfed. No, Summoner nerfed was bad. Oh man, that's unfortunate. No, it wasn't bad. Well, I'm glad it wasn't bad. Minato, glad you could get in here at the end. I don't recommend to not stream though. Maybe you want to go back and rewatch it. I'd appreciate you did, but if you don't want to, I don't blame you. It was not a good knot. Glad to hear it wasn't bad though. Everybody that's been staying up, or woke up early to play the new patch, hopefully enjoy it. I'll be on here tomorrow not doing the patch. I'm excited for it as well. We'll be on the Summoner doing things, main scenario, whatever else I can make it to. Again, Saipark 2.3, Temtem 7.8, room for improvement on both. Maybe give another review in the future. As of now, I'm going to get out of here. And again, thank you so much. Judo. Old man need to sleep. I'm about to go to sleep, Judo. Don't worry. About to go to sleep, get some rest, and get some food in me. Judo, glad you could jump in over on Twitch tonight. Thank you so much, Judo. And again, lastly, one more repeat. This game is worth playing. But if you do it, avoid Saipark till they get the shit fixed. This is just bad. See you in 5.2 tomorrow. Everybody, again, that stayed up for it, hopefully you enjoy it. Everybody that woke up early for it, hopefully you enjoy it. Definitely can't wait to jump in it myself tomorrow. Going to be on the next few days in streaming 5.2 and Final Fantasy 14. Going to put Temtem on the back burner. I said I wasn't going to until tonight. Tonight was just... I was so happy to hear this patch happened, and what we actually got from it was just so bad. It's 100% getting put on the back burner. I'm going to be on a new content. When I read new hotfixes over on Twitter, I'll be jumping in and out. Main focus going back to Final Fantasy 14 for a few days, though, and I'm excited for that. Definitely. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm actually going to turn on the PS4 here in a little bit. I'm not going to bed right away. I'm going to eat some food and watch something to kind of like tone down Minato. Don't worry. I'm going to get my download on. But again, thank you so much. And a good night to you. Not sure what you missed because you just woke up. Honestly, nothing too bad, Judo. Like again, Temtem's a really great game. Still recommend it. They just added a new patch tonight, which is basically, it's called the Saipark, which is like the Safari Zone of this game. You know, Pokemon has the Safari Zone. This game, instead of a Safari Zone, they call it the Saipark, and it's just like a horrible interpretation of it. It's very expensive. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe watch the last 15 to 20 minutes of this video, and it fully explains it all. Again, this game very recommendable. You know, if you hear somebody say 7.8, don't think that's a bad score. 7.8 is a good score for a game. It really is. You know, it's saying I recommend it, but it's not saying it's not everybody's cup of tea. So I still say 7.8. I really do like this game. 2.3, that's saying don't fucking play this. And I only say 2.3 on the Saipark. Just avoid it until they get a better something on it. It's not worth your time. I feel like I wasted like 3 hours of my life to not try just being here. But it's a good game other than that. It's a really good game. I would give this game an 8.1, room for improvement. Not too bad, really recommendable. But to not stream, flush that down the toilet, needless to say. But that's the end of it all. I'm out for the night. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Good night, Judo. Good night, Minato. And again, everybody that's getting in on 5.2, hopefully you enjoy it. I'm going to be on there tomorrow night. Cannot wait. Hopefully I don't randomly have maintenance. If I do, I'm not going to stream tomorrow. Not replacing it with Temtem until they get this little fixed or something. But I'm out. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Yeah, thank you for all the support, all the subscribers on YouTube, members on YouTube. Be sure to be subscribed on YouTube for more videos, of course. Always hit that bell. You know, it's an option. If you don't want to, it's cool. Same thing over on Twitch. Be sure to follow. And if you want to help support even more, subscribe over on Twitch. And there's other ways you can actually help support the channel as well, like Patreon, like all these awesome people have in the past and present, which is really awesome as well. Thank you everybody so much. But no doubt, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I've got work tomorrow, and I want to be on patch 5.2 on Final Fantasy XIV, like all of you are going to be tomorrow. So until then, until next time, see Space Cowboy. I'm out of here. Take it easy, have fun, and until next time, I'm gone, everybody.